Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 4 of our Switzerland road trip. In the last video, we venture into the Swiss Alps for the very first time and hike to some of the most awe-inspiring lakes we've ever seen. Today's adventure shares a lot of similarities to the last one, so if you haven't already seen episode 3, I'd highly recommend going back and checking that out first. To get to our destination today, we started by driving 2.5 hours from Pissel to Godman. Already, the scenery was getting more and more dramatic as the drive progressed. We started to see waterfalls shooting down the side of mountains, ginormous seemingly perfect lakes, and humongous glaciers that we got to get a pretty good look at on the way to Triftbrücke. Triftbrücke is a 10-minute cable car ride that you must book well in advance due to its low capacity. It takes you high above a deep river gorge with the Triftwasser flowing right through it. This was already an amazing first impression of what we were about to get ourselves into. Triftbrücke ends up at a trailhead for one of our favorite hikes in Switzerland, the 3.8-mile loop to Triftbrücke. With an elevation gain of 2,000 feet, this was easily one of the most enduring hikes we'd ever been on. On all trails, the difficulty level is rated as medium, but this was more challenging than many hard difficulty trails we've been on. The good news is throughout the trail, the mountain views you'll be getting are absolutely stunning, though not a whole lot of change throughout the journey. There is a short bridge crossing over this raging river, and we also saw many sheep throughout the hike. But other than that, not much change within the nature itself. The only true exception is towards the end of the trail when you start to walk along the Triftwasser. There's plenty of moments there where you're going to want to take a second to take in the incredible views. Once again, Switzerland blew our mind with the watercolor. It was almost a light teal, a recurring theme throughout the country. Eventually, you'll get to your final destination with the bridge, lake, and glacier acting as an absolutely mind-blowing payoff. Once again, I'll let the video clips speak for themselves here. Coming from a guy who isn't the best when it comes to heights, walking across the Triftbrücke is one of the most nerve-wracking yet beautiful things I've ever experienced. Anytime another party would traverse the bridge at the same time we were, the bridge would lightly slay, which scared the absolute hell out of me. But the view from on the bridge is completely surreal and easily worth it, outlooking the gorgeous Trift Glacier, which funnels various waterfalls into the Trift Sea below. These four elements, the bridge, the glacier, the lake, and the waterfalls, made this one of the most memorable views I've ever seen in nature. As more time passed, we noticed the cloud cover get darker and darker, meaning we should probably head back to the gondola station. Not to mention we were like minutes away from missing the last departure of the day, but we don't talk about that one. Looks like we didn't learn our lesson from the last hike. Now I should mention that we didn't actually do a loop. Once we crossed the bridge, we ended up coming back the way we came. Apparently there is a way to complete the loop, but it didn't look as straightforward as the way we came. So we went with our instinct and went back the way we came, which worked just fine with us. As it turns out, we got down just fine and survived another crazy day in the beautiful country of Switzerland. This hike is one that I'd recommend to anyone traveling to the Swiss Alps. It's an absolutely gorgeous payoff and well worth the strenuous journey to get there. Compared to yesterday's hike, I'd say this one was a bit more challenging, but that might not actually be the difficulty speaking. It might have more to do with the lack of scenery change, because when you have more scenery change, you're more enthused. I can definitely say that the variety of mountain views as well as the height of the mountain views you got on the 5 Lakes Trail was more entertaining than the almost constant mountain views of today. The end results on either is trickier to compare. They're both pretty outstanding for various reasons. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video. Tomorrow morning we wake up in Grindelwald and take a scenic train ride to Schinya Platt. Stay tuned for that video because there's some pretty incredible views that you will not want to miss. Bye guys.